Hey everybody, how is everybody doing today? It's Amanda Wood. I am back. We are talking about the love of money today. I know. So let's give us an anchor scripture because we always want to exegesis. We don't want to do the other one. So Luke 16:9, I think is what it is. Jesus himself is saying that no servant can serve two masters. Okay. So let's talk about that real quick before we jump into all of it. When God delivered the Israelites from Egypt, he took them from one slave master to another. And this is not a negative connotation, you guys. This is not. We serve God. We serve God. But here's the thing. He is a just slave master. He loves us. Whereas any other slave master, not going to love us. Not going to love us. So the verse goes on to say, you will either hate one and love the other, or you will love one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and Mammon. Okay. So mammon, however you want to say it, it's the lust for money. It is people who chase money. Like they live their life for money. That's all they think about. They wake up thinking about money. They go to bed thinking about money. Like it drives them crazy, basically. Like that. And a lot of us will hear this sermon and will be like, is that me? Well, I heard somebody say one time, if you are convicted, then 90% of the time it's not something you need to be worrying about because you've already, like, you're not even struggling with that. Like, if you're not convicted, you probably need to check yourself. So, but yeah, the love of Mammon. So here's another, like, description, definition of mammon. I'm on back and forth because my mouth does what it does sometimes. So another definition of it's the abundance without dependence. Yikes. You guys, like, it's to be chasing after the abundance without worrying about having dependence on God. Like, seriously. So I wrote down some questions. Do you have everything that you need, but still need God? Y'all, we can have everything in the world, but without God, it's worth nothing. So ask yourself that question. That was not the only question. I have a lot of notes here. So, and I get squirrely, so y'all stick with me. So, but yeah, do you have everything you need, but still need God? Do you receive the blessing and still thank God and know that it came from Him? Because Deuteronomy 8:18 says that that God gives us the strength to get wealth. So we can't even get anything without Him. So what does it matter? What does anything in this world matter without God? Woo! Like, seriously. Because abundance will promise you freedom. Abundance will promise you freedom. Because we think that if we have it all, then we won't need anything, right? But what it actually does is it causes you to be a slave to the abundance. Because we talked about that already, that You can't serve two masters. You're going to be a slave to something. You got to choose what you want to be a slave to. Do you want to be a slave to the things of this world, to money, or do you want to be a slave to God? Because to be honest with you, I want to be a slave to God, because ever since I became a slave to God, you guys, like, my life is so much fuller. It is so much, has so much more peace and fulfillment in it. So there was something else that I heard that was really interesting. Retail therapy. Okay? Like, I am the world's worst about being like, retail therapy. Gonna go spend a little money and I'll feel better, right? Well, that can actually be considered medicating from stress. Yikes! I was convicted that retail therapy is just trying to medicate a problem that I have with stress. And I'm realizing it. I totally realize it. But also, here's a couple of more questions. Do you work overtime to maintain a lifestyle above your means? Do you? Is that why you work overtime? Or are you trying to pay some debt down? You know what I'm saying? Like, what does that look like? What are your motives behind that? Oh my gosh, this one right here, this one blew me away. Okay. You say you can't tithe, but Starbucks knows what your order is when you walk in the door. Yikes, you guys. Like, I get it. The big C church, right? Tithing is a whole nother thing. It really is. Because I feel like there's areas of your life that you can be tithing in, but it doesn't always go to the church. Like, it's going to poor people. It's going to people in need, things like that. But, like, seriously, if you are spending all your money on yourself and your desires, like, seriously, like, you're not content. You're not content if you're chasing the almighty dollar. You're not content if you are, if your desires are flowing to something that is not giving back to you. Because to be honest with you, money doesn't give anything back to us. It just goes away. And if you think about money like a child would tell you that money is not ever, it's not ever going to go away. You're always going to get more of it. And if you think about it, you just do. You just do. Like, you're always getting more money. It never goes away. But the most important thing is that we be content, because Hebrews 13:5 tells us that, from the NIV translation, it says to keep your lives free from the love of money and to be content with the things that God has given us, because He will never leave us nor forsake us. So, like, right there, He said it. He will do it. He will never leave us nor forsake us. So are you content, or is your desire leading you to more slavery? That right there. That right there is what's going to help you, is to really be grateful and content with what you have. It doesn't mean that you can't believe God for increase. Because, like, for a long time, I really felt like, because of these sermons on mammon, that I couldn't believe God for more. But that's not what it is. You can believe God for more. Okay? You can believe that He will do above and beyond, because He tells us in His Word that He will give us more. But are you chasing? Is your desire in money, or is it in God? That's it right there. Is it in God or money? Because you're going to love one and hate the other. or you're going to despise one and love the other. That's what it says, man. And his word holds true. So, anyway, if this helped you, please subscribe. Please share this with somebody so that I can get out there to more people, because I just want to try to help people understand a little bit more and just share the things that I'm learning so that somebody else can learn it too. But anyway, y'all have a blessed day. Love you so much. Bye.